Hello Aries, hello Aries, welcome to December, last month of the year. Are we excited? I'm excited to get into 2018. I don't know about you, but I'm ready for 2018. So let's jump into your spiritual messages. You have Angel Sonia. And Sonia says, I bring you a message from your deceased loved one. I am happy, at peace, and I love you very much. Please don't worry about me. So you could be thinking of someone who's crossed over, someone who's passed away if you've lost anyone. I'm sorry for your loss. I definitely know what it's like to lose people, and when someone important to you passes away, crosses over, it can be very hard, but also it can also be like you feel their love stronger than you did when they were here on earth, right? How do I say, because they're there with you all the time whenever they're in spirit form. So it's just a different kind of love whenever they've crossed over. But anyway, Sonia goes on to say, your heart has been heavy with grief, and I am here to reassure you. I am a guardian angel of your deceased loved one, and I want you to know that there is no reason for you to worry. Your loved one is very happy and has adjusted to the transition very well. There is no anger or upset directed toward you, only love and understanding. You have done nothing wrong, dear one, so please don't blame yourself in any way. You did everything that you could, and your loved one has asked me to share this appreciation with you. I'm thinking of someone, of an Aries I know, who I love very much, and she lost her husband, and I think, sometimes she feels that she could have taken better care of him, but, so I want to say right now that you shouldn't carry that guilt, and, you take care of my grandfather, and you're a really good caretaker, and I really appreciate you, so don't feel guilty about that if you're watching this video, or if anyone else is resonating with this message, and you feel like you didn't take care of someone, and that's why they passed away, then please know that it wasn't your fault. It was their time to go, and they love you on the other side, and they harbor no resentment towards you. Sonia goes on to say, you and your loved ones still share great love between your souls. That love could never die. Although you miss your loved one's physical presence, you have already connected spiritually in your dreams, as well as through feeling, hearing, smelling, or seeing your loved one's essence. Your loved one is as alive as you are, even more alive in many ways. See, that's what I was saying. They're actually, more available and more, themselves. Sometimes I feel like in our human bodies, it's kind of like a mask to our souls sometimes. But, whenever they cross over, it's like they don't have that mask anymore. Hope Aries gets what I'm talking about. Relieved of earthly cares or bodily pains, your loved one is freer and happier than ever. As soon as you complete your life's purpose, it is your time to make the transition. You will be reunited in each other's arms. In the meantime, please know that your loved one is with you often, and that the angels surround you continuously. Very sweet, very sweet. So I'm really sorry for anyone who has lost a loved one. But just know that they're kind of like your protectors now. So, not blessing in disguise, because of course we miss them, but it's like just a new phase of your love with them. Ooh. Okay. So let's get clarification on imagination and the King of Cups. You could be dealing with a Cancer. We have a little crab. A crab here. Crab man, crab man. Crab for the Cancer. King of Cups. If you're not dealing with a Cancer, this is someone who is very loving, very kind, very gentle. You could be thinking of your, the King of Cups for me is like ultimate baby daddy, ultimate husband. Look, King of Cups right here. King of Hearts. Ultimate baby daddy, ultimate husband, ultimate father. someone you hold in high regard. So it could be a father you lost. I'm thinking of another Aries. If it's not a Cancer, then it's just a fatherly figure who you hold very dear. I also see Cancer because I learned recently that Temperance can represent Cancer too. Usually it's the Chariot. So definitely some of you might be dealing with Cancer. It's the Chariot card. Look at these tiny. I love this new deck. It's tiny. They're tiny little tarots. So some of you might be dealing with a Cancer who's crossed over. Spirit, 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 please surround us with your warm, loving light of God. Please protect us from all who seek to do us harm. Please give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all, for Aries and all those who love Aries. Could you give us clarification on their spiritual life of Aries and all those who love Aries? Could you give us clarification on imagination and the King of Cups for Aries and all those who love Aries? One more. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ace of Wands, Six of Leaves, or Six of Swords, and the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so what I'm getting so far is that if you are dealing with someone who's crossed over, then there is an amount of uncertainty that is clearing the space for your imagination. So imagination is running wild. It can go in like all sorts of directions. But because of this imagination, it's like you have a new spark of life, and it's helping you move away from troubles, and you might have been going through a juggling act with your life, but now things are more transparent. The Two of Bells or the Two of Pentacles, look at how tiny they are. The Two of Pentacles is usually like juggling, like robbing Peter to pay Paul, poor time management, not feeling like you're spinning plates, right? That you are always behind, and it's difficult to catch up and be stable, right? But reversed, it's like you have balanced yourself out, and you have sort of mastered doing a lot of different things at once. In this particular deck, it's really cute. We have a couple kissing over a mushroom, and so I kind of think of it as like a game of tag around the mushroom, and then you kiss each other. But it's still saying that there's something in the middle of what you ultimately want to do. Like the Two of Pentacles is juggling two different things, so something doesn't quite fit, right? If you are facing a period where you can't manage your time, then there's something in your schedule that is getting in the way of the other things that you want to do with your time. If you are robbing Peter to pay Paul, then there is like a bill that's getting in the way of you, saving up for a car. Something like that. So whenever it's reversed, it's like those barriers are not in the way, so there's more like transparency in the whole game of it all. So you could have a loved one who has crossed over, particularly a Cancer or baby daddy, your father or your spouse, or a man in kind of an authoritative role who you love very dearly. Could also be another water sign, a Pisces or a Scorpio. And so, either someone who has crossed over or someone in your life right now, and your loved one who has crossed over is helping you through this transition in your life. But with the Imagination card, the Seven of Cups, and the Two of Pentacles, I do see kind of this, perhaps there was a period that you have undergone recently that was kind of chaotic and confusing, like too many options. But with this Ace of Wands, the Ace of Wands is like action, right? The Ace of Wands is like acting on a gut instinct. The fire elements, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you guys are very much about instinctual feelings in your gut, your impulses, your instincts. You kind of work from your loins, basically. You work from like animal instincts, right? So what was once this imagination of good and bad has now been acted upon, and it's helped you move away from all the things that were keeping you from being in a place of certainty. Okay, next up, let me focus this just a little more. I want you guys to see the cards. Next up, we have your money, health, and career messages. We have attraction and temperance, and two cards kind of fell out. The sacred pool fell out, but I'll read both messages. I mean, I usually read the upright and the reversed anyway for these Map of the Oracle decks. But it's like, it can go either way. Maybe for some Aries it's one way, and for some Aries it's the other way. So in your money, health, and career, we have Sacred Pool. And what do we see? We see, it's kind of like, looks like a pond. I mean, I can't tell you specifically. It doesn't have like a very clear image. Has kind of a boring image on this card. So we have Sacred Pool, nothing special, pond, can't say much about it. And then in this wide open, it's a red-haired woman in a green dress. She's looking out over a cliff. It's like a cliff over the ocean. We can see waves crashing over here. And it looks like there's a butterfly up here. So that usually indicates a transformation period. We also see stars up here. So wishes and transformations. It's reversed. So let's see what the book has to say about it. Okay, so Sacred Pool. Sacred Pool says, the world is a reflection of your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Embody the love you wish to see in the world. So this is in your money, your health, and career. And remember, the Sacred Pool says, when you look into the mirror, do you like what you see? The Sacred Pool asks that you focus on self-love and self-esteem. We are all works in progress, so a detached self-examination made with rigorous honesty is called for now. Reflect by the Sacred Pool and be at peace with yourself. Can you see how far you've come and how magical your life is? Do you notice the spark of the divine shining through your eyes? When you're conscious of your embodiment of spirit, it becomes easier to respect yourself and act in good conscience. Then you'll reap the greatest rewards. Your unique service to the world is not only needed, but celebrated. See the love within you and know that you cast it upon the waters. It will return to you tenfold. Be at peace, for you are beautiful and loved. All that is true. Act with surety and confidence, and success shall be yours, whatever your inquiry. So remember the upright message. For the reversed message of the Sacred Pool, it says, it can be difficult to overcome denial when there is a reward for staying where you are. If you can't accept and love yourself, you remain trapped, wearing a false mask of victimhood. The benefit of embracing denial and the victim's mask is that you never have to take a real risk. Dimming your light serves no one. Turning away from the truth is that is reflected in the stillness of the sacred pool keeps you in denial, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Such vain efforts lead to a tedious, boring existence. Take the risk and shine your beautiful light into the world. Look in the mirror and see the truth. Surrender the need to self-sabotage. Remember that you have a responsibility not just to yourself, but to your divine spark within you. Courage is not the absence of fear. Accept the discomfort of seeing with clear eyes, and you'll soon find that wondrous adventures are waiting for you. Step into your magical life. Take the leap of faith. So I think this is kind of dealing with what you, and it's going to be different for each individual Aries, but I feel like this is like a life purpose transformation, right? A life purpose transformation you're going through, where you are being called to discover what makes you unique, what value you and you alone hold that you can give to the world, and kind of stepping into being confident about that, stepping into like not even confidence or arrogance or anything. It's just like a service, right? Knowing like, I bake the best bread, so I need to take a risk and set up this bakery. That's just one example. For other Aries, it might be, you know, I know how to write political articles. What am I doing in this 9-to-5 job? I can write, you know, these articles in my sleep. What am I doing wasting my time here? So it's going to be different for every Aries, but that's the message I'm feeling right now. Let's see. So it's like your unique skills, your unique talent, whatever God endowed you with. What are you doing to use it as a service to others? Like, are you sharing your value with the world? So let's go on to see Wide Open. And Wide Open says, you are free to express your uniqueness. What did I just say? Uniqueness. What makes you unique? I love when tarot does that. You are free to express your uniqueness to the world and share in all the bounty of life's endless possibilities. All the manner of opportunities are presented to you at this time. The Wide Open card is a signal that you are able to truly manifest your dreams and that your dreams are in sight. Don't remain small or contracted. Instead, expand your horizons beyond what you believe to be your limitations. You have a unique voice that needs to be expressed in the world. The universe is supportive of new ideas and approaches at this time, so speak up and speak out. This card is a sign of the maverick who freely roams the wide open space of possibility. Allow for a greater vision to replace old ideas as you dream a grander dream. Reversed, Wide Open goes on to say, envy, jealousy, and possessiveness are character flaws to be careful of at this time. You or someone else is closed off, unable to remain open to new ideas or intimacy. Heed the gentle warning that too tight a hold on what or who you love or what you aspire to will choke the life out of that which you desire. Open your heart and loosen your grip. Hold on loosely. Don't let go. If you cling too tightly, you're gonna lose control. Keep that in mind, Aries. Open your heart and loosen your grip, for what is truly yours can never be withheld from you. If another is shutting you down, let the person be. Don't try to force the door or a mind to be open. So what I'm feeling with that is, if you are feeling like your dreams are kind of out of reach and you're pushing for it, just have like an inner faith within yourself, knowing that, you know, these are my gifts. I know that I'm meant to give them to the world, and I know, like, trusting God that God will deliver your life purpose to you. But instead of being like cocky about it, just let it like flow to you. Okay. Spirit, 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 please surround us with the warm, loving light of God. Please give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all, for Aries and all those who love Aries. For Aries and all those who love Aries. Could you give us clarification, Spirit? Thank you, thank you, thank you. On attraction and temperance for Aries and all those who love Aries. Attraction and temperance. Attraction and temperance. One more. Five of Pentacles or bells in this deck. Knave of bells or pentacles and the World. So definitely talking about your money, your career. You could be dealing with Sagittarius or again a Cancer. You could also be dealing with an Earth sign, a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. But we start off with I'll start off with attraction and temperance. Attraction is in the traditional Rider-Waite deck. It is the Two of Wands, and it is making plans for the future. It's a guy looking out over his horizons, carrying the world in his hands. So about expanding your horizons, but I see it as attraction because fire is like this magnetic sexual element. So it's like a force, you know, it's that gut, right? It's that, that instinct you guys have. So, the way to attract what you want, I'm feeling, we have temperance right here, and temperance is a very, she's an angel. It's usually depicted as an angel, but it's just a woman right here. And it's a card about moderation. It's a card about doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Not going overboard with too many things, right? She's pouring water from one cup to another. She has 1 foot on the ground, 1 foot in the water. And she's not doing anything too much. She's not doing anything in excess. She is... It's like a recipe, right? Like... if you guys are bakers, I did say bread, right? But it's about using the right ingredients. So, you know how up here in this wide open, it said that forcing something is not going to yield the results you want, right? So making something happen, pushing too hard isn't going to get you what you want. Focus. So I think to attract what you want, you have to practice this moderation. You have to practice this patience, this temperance. It's also a card about patience. But this ability to not go overboard, to take it one step at a time, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And I know it's hard for Aries. I mean, it's hard for me too. I'm impatient, but it's hard to practice this moderation, to not do things in excess, to not push too hard, to, you know, take it one step at a time, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But for this particular goal, there has to be some sort of, you know, transition too. You have to ease yourself into it. And as you ease yourself into it, I think that's going to attract more things to you. We start with the Five of Pentacles or the Five of Bells. And the Five of Pentacles is usually a card about feeling left out in the cold. In this particular deck, oh, it's so tiny, tiny cards. In this particular deck, we see a bird, and it's a mama bird, and she is sitting on top of her nest egg over her babies. And she's chasing out this fairy who just wanted to sleep. He just wanted a place to sleep. He found a bird's nest. But as a mama, you know, she has to protect her babies. So she says, get out of here. So the fairy is kicked out, right? The fairy does not belong in that nest. So in this particular deck, I feel like the Five of Pentacles is saying, if you are pushed out of a space, then that means you don't belong there. That means other others belong there, but you don't, right? It's like sometimes when we are fired, then it opens up an opportunity to find a job that is way more perfect for us than that first job ever was. It's like a blessing in disguise, right? And this could be this wide open thing. Some of you may have got fired recently. I'm really sorry for that, but just know that it is creating a space so that it can, it's like a vacuum. The universe abhors a vacuum, right? So they're taking away that job so that a better job can come in. And this job, like I said, will take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, inching your way to that job. We have the Knave of Pentacles, and the Knave of Pentacles is, again, it could be a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn, or it could just be you in your job front. And the Knave of Pentacles is the least mature energy of the Pentacle suit. So in your career, this could talk about a lack of experience, but the thing about the Knave of Pentacles is he's eager to learn, and he wants to meet his marks and, get all his work done and do a good job. So you're in a process of learning, and you are in a process of learning to have material security in a place that fits you and not in a place that doesn't, right? You may have also finished school recently or are about to finish school. We have the World here, and the World is a card about achievements. It's a card about graduation. It's a card about completion, about closing the chapter on your life, perhaps after being kicked out of whatever circumstance you've been kicked out of. Perhaps it closed the it closed the door on a part of your life that was done, right? So off to new things. Excuse me. I'm kind of seeing, I hope this isn't Aries, that you're not actively doing this, but I kind of see a fairy getting his revenge. He's been kicked out of this nest, and now he's dropping this huge, in this particular deck, it's cute. A fairy is taking this boulder, and he's about to roll it off a cliff. It's this big round boulder. So it's you kicked me out, I'm gonna throw a boulder on your house. So I don't know why I got that. I hope Aries isn't getting revenge like that. But, it could be a home move too. Maybe you have recently had to move all of a sudden, or have been kicked out of your house or something. And, it's closing the chapter on that living space, right? And it is stepping into a new way of life. So it's a new way of life you have to get used to. But like I said, the transition is going to run smoother if you take it one day at a time, practice patience. You are going to attract the best things for you, for Aries, all those who love Aries. Okay, in your love, we have Resource and the Ace of Cups. So 2 aces here. Interesting. So you might be starting something new in the love department. Your Whispers of Love deck says be authentic to who you are. And the number one thing I always see in this deck is this girl with a swan on her head. Kind of reminds me of Bjork. Just a weirdo with with a swan on her head. I don't know if you can see. Let me zoom in. But it's definitely be authentic to who you are, who wears a swan on their head, right? We have a boy down here playing the flute, so maybe people made fun of him for playing the flute. We have a butterfly again, so you could be in transition. Some woman resting here. She has a swan on her head too. 2 weirdos. And then we have trapeze artists. So I'm feeling again like life purpose, like you're dealing with a lot of life purpose issues. Or not issues, but a life purpose transformation, right? You're like finally discovering your authenticity, what makes you special. So not only in the work front, but in the love front too. That's awesome. Unique little Aries. But whatever the case, if you are currently in a relationship, then this is a new beginning for you. This is a new start for you. After, we go through a lot of transformations and changes within ourselves over the years. And so even if you are currently with someone, maybe you have changed. Maybe you have discovered things about yourself that are different now. And so, it's given you a new direction because you have discovered a new thing about you. And so likewise, your life path has to change a little, right? And that includes whether you're single or with someone, that includes your love life as well. So I think in this stage, you're getting to know yourself a little bit more, getting to know like changes within yourself. And so that creates a new start in your romantic relationships too. Those two wanted to come out. Ooh, Temperance again. So you definitely might be dealing with a Sagittarius because we had it over there. Spirit, 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 please surround us with the warm light, loving light of God. Please give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all, for Aries and all those who love Aries. For Aries and all those who love Aries. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For Aries and all those who love Aries. One more shuffle. Queen of Bells reversed. Ace of Hearts reversed. And the Six of Bells reversed. So perhaps throughout this process, you may be feeling like someone doesn't see your value. You may be feeling like they're not giving as much as you are putting in. And this could be your romantic life. This could also be your personal life too. So just like friends and family, as you are discovering new things about yourself, as you are dealing with these, new, unique things, perhaps those around you are not as responsive to the changes. Again, you could be dealing with a Sagittarius. You could also be dealing, again, with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The Queen of Bells reversed. Typically, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn could be your energy too. Could be your partner's energy. The Queen of Pentacles upright. She is someone who takes her resources and she multiplies them. So she takes her money, she makes it work for her. She takes her, like, she's so smart. She's thrifty, so she knows, like, all the good deals, all the good sales. And she's very smart with her time, with her budget. Like, she's one of those women who can make a meal prep on, like, $15 a week, right? So she's very smart, very savvy with her resources. She delegates her time to others to help with her, all the chores and stuff she needs to take care of. She is very earthy. She takes care of herself. She gets her nails done. She, moisturizes her face every night. She takes care of her body, her health. When she is in reverse, she could struggle in those areas, right? She could neglect some self-care. She could, either spend too much or hold on to her money too tightly. The Queen of Pentacles, well, I was about to say she's a slow-moving energy, but I see that more for the Knight and the king, like the male energies. But for the feminine energies, I don't really see it moving too slow. Although, let me know in the comments if someone is moving too slow in your life. In any case, the Queen of Bells reversed is someone who is having trouble multiplying her material world. The Ace of Hearts reversed. It's weird because you have the Ace of Cups upright here and the same card reversed. So maybe as one card, what am I saying? One cup poured out, another cup, ooh, like Temperance. See? So Temperance pours one cup into another cup. Ah! This is typically a cup. So this would be like the same card. Cups represent emotions, right? So as this cup pours out, it pours into this cup. And then we just reverse it. And this cup pours into this cup. Like the Temperance card. Wow! Crazy. Because we have resource here, because we have a new beginning in resources, the Ace of Pentacles, and we have the Queen of Pentacles, I said that she can't multiply her resources, right? So maybe in this new discovery of yourself, this getting to know yourself, there might be opportunities presented to you that you don't know how to multiply at this time. When I see Pentacles energy in a love reading, it talks about like quality time spent with someone, like the really like home and family life. So this would speak to couples mainly who have like chores, right? The Earth suits are all about chores, housework, service, work, time, services. So as you are finding more and more about yourself, as you're pouring one cup into the other and trying to like recalibrate yourself during these changes, you yourself may be unable to give your partner that equal give and take, right? Because you are adjusting to things within yourself. So perhaps you are missing opportunities to be efficient in your housework or be efficient with your time, because you're just adjusting to yourself. And so you can't give your partner, you know, like you can't like empty the trash as often or something like that. I'm not going to go too much into detail about that. Aries will know if this applies to Aries. So the Six of Pentacles is a card about give and take, kind of like Temperance. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's a balancing card. Again, we have a butterfly here, so transformation. In this particular deck, it's so sweet. It's a little fairy, and he's kissing his fairy girlfriend or wife on the forehead, upside down. It's very cute. It typically talks about reciprocity of giving what you get, getting what you give. So I think in this transformation you're having, in understanding your life purpose and your uniqueness, getting to know yourself, going through this transformation within yourself, it's either putting you in a space where you're unable to give to your partner as easily as you used to, which is okay. I mean, you can, like, you guys can get back to that. Or it's putting you in a space where your partner is not understanding you because you don't quite understand you right now, right? It's like you're still getting to know you, so they need to get to know the new you too. So it may seem as though your partner is not giving all that you give because they're thrown off. They're a little off kilter by your changes. I mean, a lot of us are going through changes, so, you know, it's weird for a lot of us as we're going through transformations. Reversed, the Four of Cups. I like it in this deck. The Four of Cups, the traditional Rider-Waite deck is kind of a stingy butt card. It's like someone who's sitting in this beautiful meadow and they're sulking under a tree. The Four of Cups here is like an offer being rejected or someone begging, right? He's like on his knees and she is sitting on a mushroom. Excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. I need to sneeze, but I can't. So she's sitting on a mushroom and, you know, he's begging and, he's making an offer and she is reluctant on that offer. When it's reversed, it's like, let me piece this together. I feel like no one's really begging, right? Like, no one is beseeching anyone. No one is extending an offer to anyone because this is a time of recalibration. It's a time of getting to know yourself in a deeper way. So there might not be any offers on the table. If you're a single Aries, let me know. Maybe you're going through a period where you're not interested in dating and there are no prospects around and, you know, you're in a space where you're getting to know yourself. I don't know. Let's see if there are any messages I get. I haven't, with these fairy cards, I haven't really been able to get the hits like I was with the key deck. Yeah, I feel like, let's zoom. I feel like, if you have been kicked out of a house, if you align with your life purpose, particularly if it's something creative or entrepreneurial or something like that, then you are going to find a home that your, I feel like a self-employment type of thing, like a side hustle though, like a self-employment side hustle. If you work really hard at it, it's going to give you the extra income stream to create the house that fits you. Oops, sorry. You might be going on a trip or need to go on a trip to kind of shore up your faith and bring back your joy. And I feel like this needs to be a trip that you like aren't familiar with the place. And something that is not too expensive. Like a small little weekend getaway, but to a place that you've never been before. Like some sort of town that you've just never been. It's like a new experience that's not going to break your bank. Okay, so remember how I said this fairy wanted to get revenge? I feel like for some of you single Aries, I don't know why I'm getting this, but let me know in the comments. For some of you single Aries, I'm feeling like you are not in necessarily a bitter way, but in like you're kind of annoyed with couples right now. So I feel like for the single Aries, there's a lot of like jokes surrounding couples, and you're just dragging them, man. I feel like in a funny way. I don't feel like in a mischief, like in a spiteful way. Well, I think that's all I have. I love you very much, Aries. Let me know in the comments if this was helpful. And I will see you next year in 2018. Can you believe it? I love you very much. I'll see you next time. Bye.